That's the one. Hey guys, well, look, I've got a big announcement. I'm going on a road trip and I'm looking forward to it because guess who I'm taking? Look at this old bugger here. Hey, don't be shy. Never been shy in his life. So look, I'll tell you a little bit backstory because there's a few people that have been following Muzza but not really catching up with me since the beginning. So look, a bit over 12 months ago, I met this old bugger down at the Fat Buddha. He was having a beer and we had a chat and he'd been watching me on YouTube. And we got talking and he said, oh, how do I get my phone fixed and a few other bits and pieces. Well, look, the long and the short of it, we've ended up the best of mates, honestly. He's a ex-veteran. He's spent half his life with the military. He's travelled the world a bit like me, and he's decided at 77 years old to make the jump and move and live and retire in Bali. Now, I've done a similar thing. I'm not quite as old. I haven't got quite the same background, but about 6 months ago, my sister passed away. And so at the drop of a bucket, I had to duck over to Australia for a month or so. While I was over there, I'd left a heap of stuff in storage over in New Zealand. So I had to duck over the ditch to New Zealand and go through two 20-foot shipping containers full of clothes and personal effects and tools and junk, to be honest, a lot of rubbish. Just stuff that when you're coming back and you expect to be opening a new house and blankets and sheets and pillows and clothes and stuff like that. In the meanwhile, my journey is, I came over here during COVID to spend some time with a lady that I ended up marrying. And in the long run, we decided that Bali was a much better place to settle down, much less expensive, much more practical, and that's where her family is. And to be honest, I love the opportunity to, I guess, semi-retire here in Bali. But it meant that I had about a year and a half of stuff in storage, and New Zealand's been through floods, same as Australia. We've had floods and torrential rains and stuff. So a lot of the stuff in my containers wasn't any good, which was a shame. It was gut-wrenching. But I also saw it when I got there about 6 months ago. I did a vlog about it, and I realised there's a couple of things that were really important to me. One of them was my bike, my Harley Davidson. I've had a Harley since I was about 30 years old. I worked my ass off to build that, to buy that bike. I've had a couple of them, but the one I had was a really top-notch, beautiful bike. It had everything up on it, and I bloody well miss it. But I realised that living in Bali, it's almost impossible to bring anything over except for whatever your little personal effects or, you know, little bits and pieces, because your weight restrictions, you're stuck with 20 or 30 kilograms of luggage coming over an aeroplane. And if you try to ship the stuff over, bloody hell is expensive. I got lucky and I managed to bring over a heap of power tools. I paid for excess baggage, and I paid hundreds of dollars for excess baggage. And I got a lot of stuff over for that, hundreds of dollars. And still more than, you couldn't have replaced it for what I paid for it, but I tell you what, it was getting pretty close to that line, because what it would cost me over here to buy brand new tools compared to what I paid to get all my good stuff, and it was good quality tradesman's tools to bring it over. But I use those tools when I'm helping people up in the village and when we're doing our humanitarian work, and I wanted to have that equipment over here. So of all the things that I saved, except for photos and some important personal documents and stuff, almost everything that I chose to bring to Bali was stuff that I could use to help someone else, because to be honest, that's the biggest part of my life these days, is getting out there and helping people that just haven't had someone just lend them a hand for nothing for ages. So that's my little story. Al's story's a bit different. Al's been over here now for probably a bit over 6 or 8 months now, this trip.
9 months now.
9 months. Al's staying in a place, a beautiful retirement sort of a complex called Amandesa over in Sanua, and it's got a pool and it's got beautiful gardens, and there's about 9 units with a whole heap of people there that the sort of long-term stayers, and he's got very little storage. He's got very little need for anything like clothes. Like, you know, there's no such. I haven't worn a pair of long pants since I was not in Bali, honestly. I very rarely wear shoes. If I'm riding my bike, I do sometimes. I very rarely never wear jumpers or long sleeves or anything. So when I was over in New Zealand to get rid of my stuff, I didn't have a lot of time, and a lot of the stuff had got mouldy or it was just stuck in suitcase. I went, look, the best thing for me to do is just to cleanse myself, and I had the biggest bonfire, and there was stuff there that I threw away that it just wasn't practical to bring home, and a lot of stuff that I'll never miss. I'll never give it a second thought, but at the time I thought, well, I need to keep that, and the long run you go, what the hell did I keep that for? And I promise you, all of us have got stuff in our shed, or all of us have got stuff under the house, or whatever. I'll hang on to that. I'm a bit of a hoarder, not too bad, but I had it all pretty well organised, and it was tough. Honestly, it was a bloody tough, and a lot of people saw that video of when I was over there, and it was heartfelt, and it was bloody tough, closing your life, or closing that portion of your life off. So Al turned around to me the other week and he goes, Muzz, I'm going to have to go back to Geraldton in Western Australia. I've got a heap of stuff in storage, and to be honest, it's not worth keeping it in storage forever. I've got to go through and work out what I've got, what I'm going to keep, what I want to bring over here, what I want to give away, what I want to give to my grandkids, or whatever's the story. There's some stuff, there's important stuff. There's firearms here that you can't just hand away. We don't want to throw them away, but there's a process you've got to go through with licensing and all sorts of stuff. So some of it's a little bit more tricky than others. Some of it's impractical to bring over, but really be bloody useful to have here. And there's things like fishing rods and power tools and stuff that...
Yeah, like it will go,
well,
except the fishing
rods. Oh, well,
rods.
no, we've got to keep the fishing rods.
Fishing rods come and help out.
So, look, I turned around and said, Al, I'm not doing a lot. Would you like a hand? Now, he's got to get from Perth Airport up to Geraldton, and that's what, 500 k's or something?
About 446.
Yeah, 446, give or take.
Roughly around
give or take a block, run around the block.
Yeah.
And I thought, I love driving. I love the Outback, and I've done a couple of runs through West Australia, and it's a beautiful, hard part of the country. But I said, Al, I'd love to come over with you and lend a hand. And he jumped at the chance. He said, look, I'd love to have someone just to help me out, just to get in through the storage container and spend a bit of time. He's got a bit of paperwork to look after while he's over there and stuff as well. Bit of family stuff and catching up with some old mates, and he's got an old truck that he's got to get out to his other brother and whatever. So
sell me ute.
Sell his ute and stuff. So
get rid of that.
The long and the short story is the camping.
Oh mate, I've got that much camping here. It's not bloody funny.
So I tell you what, I might be making a post on Facebook. If you're not following me on Facebook and you live anywhere in West Australia, or even not, you're mad, because we might be having a bit of a fire sale on Facebook. So for God's sake, join my Facebook. It's Murray Wilkinson on Facebook, or Wilkinson Murray, I think it might be on Facebook, and you'll find my ugly mug. For the next couple of weeks, and look, I don't have a return ticket, I'll be honest, because we might get it over and done within a week, but it might take a couple of weeks before we get all the paperwork and all the rest of the stuff and that dealt with. But I'm going over to help old mate to close a chapter, to move on, to sort of sort his affairs out a little bit, and just help him go through what he needs to deal with some. And I'll be honest, it was a bit emotionally tough for me when I did mine. And I know he's not looking forward to it, but I know it's something that's got to be done. So I jumped at the chance to say, Al, I'd be a privilege to come along and give you a hand, and just to be there to help out. So we're going to jump on a plane at bloody silly o'clock tomorrow morning, end up in Geraldton just after in Perth just after lunch. We're going to drive up to Geraldton. We've got a few people to see. We're going out into the Outback. We're going to Mount Magnet, and I'm going swimming on the beach. I'm really looking forward to it. I love getting out of Bali, because it's just a bit different. You can buy ham and cheese sandwiches over the counter.
Oh, hey, one of the first things I'm going to get.
What are you
going to go over there, pal?
What's that?
I'm going to get myself a nice crusty roll.
Oh,
with ham and cheese and
salad. I love it, man. I love it. I tell you, that's one of the best things about going to Vietnam, because they've got those the buns and that. Oh, they're bloody nice. But so that's where I'm going to be. If you're not subscribed to Muzza in Bali, I tell you why you need to. We're going to be doing probably more live crosses. I'm going to be moving around, and I'm not going to have a lot of time to edit and repost, but I'm going to do a few live crosses. There's going to be some yarns. I'm looking forward to the yarns in the car and some of the stories, because this old bugger's got more stories than you ever heard, honestly.
It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what, he's a bit like a pirate. He walks like a pirate. I might pick you up a parrot one of these days, because he's pissed as a parrot sometimes. No, but honestly. So I know you love old Al, because honestly, every time I do a video with him, the numbers are huge. So follow Muzza and Al on our Outback adventure. I'm really, really looking forward to it. It's a privilege and an honour to be able to spend a bit of time with this old bugger, because he's spent his whole life looking after us, protecting our borders and protecting our country, and just being an all-round Australian bloke. And in the meanwhile, if you're not over here, I might see you over there. I went out to seafood last night with my mates at Jimbaran, and there was a 3 or 4 people that are going to be in Geraldton. They're on the slow plane. They're not leaving until tomorrow afternoon, so we're going to beat them to Gero. But we're going to be staying in a pub in the middle of Gero, so we're going to be around for a couple of weeks.
It's going to be a circus.
Yeah, so like, I'll let you know where we are. Again, subscribe to Muzza in Bali. If you see us come on live, jump on and have a look. We'll try and save those videos as well. But I'm going to do a proper couple of videos. I've got a couple up the spout that I've been recording over the last few days, just to keep it all current and keep you guys aware of what's going on. But I don't know when I'm going to be back. I'll have some funny stories when I do, I'm sure. But thanks for everything you've done to subscribe. I had a bit of a funny start to 2024. I spent the first week on the dunny. I got a bad bout of gastric, and it just laid me up. I was spewing, and yeah, it wasn't pretty. I've lost about 4 kilos. I can see parts of me that I normally had to use a mirror to find, but it's been good. So that's where I'm going to be. For those of you who are looking forward to going out with me or to catching up with me when I get back, I will let you know. I have no idea when it's going to be. I'm saying 2 weeks or thereabouts, but we don't know. We just get over there. We'll deal with what we got to do. We're both in a hurry to get back, and I've got some more exciting plans for going over. If you are over here and you desperately want to go to the school or to catch up with us while I'm over here, while I'm in Perth or West Australia, send us an email. I'll put the email link up there, because Fee is going to still be here, and it's possible there's 1 or 2 trips that she might be arranging without me. She'd love to see you along and love to get your support. So don't despair. If you are coming over here and you want to donate anything to Bali Donate, Katut at KW Tours is our drop-off location, right in the middle of Legian, on Legian, Jalan Legian, there by Kuta. And meanwhile, I'll try and get back here as soon as I can, look after my old mate Al in the process, and maybe
it'll be the blind. It'll be the blind leading the blind.
Oh, jeez, I tell you what.
We get out to Mount Magdalene. We're going out to Sandstone.
Yeah.
You haven't been out there, have you? Oh, hello. She's a good place.
I'm going to miss my bintang. What's the beer worth over there now?
About $6 a can.
$6 a can?
Yeah, right over the bar.
Oh, jeez. Okay, well, we'll find out. I'll do plenty of live classes, and I apologise right now if they're a bit funny or I'm a bit drunk, but guys, thanks so much.
You're going to see some cases.
One thing I do want to do, and I probably won't get a chance to do it till I get back, but I'll try. I'll start it anyway. I want to do a project where we look at the year that we had last year for 2023 and just do a bit of a highlight. Not only did I meet this old bugger, and we spent a lot of time travelling up and down the highways into Kintamani and up the back of Mount Agong and stuff, handing out food parcels, but we sponsored a school, we built new classrooms, we built amenities blocks, we provided sporting equipment. We sponsored 61 kids who couldn't afford to go to a general school to be able to get a proper education for the next 12 months. We've done so much. I got married in the middle of it. We went on a honeymoon to Vietnam. I ended up spending an extra month or 2 in Australia after my sister passed away, and over to New Zealand. So I've had a hell of a year. We built Bali Donate almost from the ground up, and it's now a registered charity, and we've literally handed out tens of thousands of meals or meal packages to people all around Bali. As much as build a new relationship, look after my family here in Bali, built a brand new house out of a wreck that was just about to ban a wreck. This place is just a beautiful place to stay, And when we started renovating this place about 12 months ago, there was no roof in places and the doors were falling off, and it was an absolute bomb. So there's been so much that's happened in the last 12 months that I'd like to do a bit of a montage and a bit of a tribute to the people that we've met, the good times that we've had, the amount of seafood, the amount of beers that we've drunk, and the amount of friends I've made. I've made a million friends. I've had over 2 million people watch my vlogs in the last 6 months. So in the last 12 months, probably nearly 3 million people watching what we're doing over here in Bali. That's massive, guys. That's absolutely massive. And I've helped a lot of people that are coming over from Australia and from around the world to know where to go, to be prepared for what Bali's like these days. It's a bit different to what it used to be, and I'm not saying it's better or worse, it's just different. But my job over here is to live my life, but it's also to help people like yourself, help me old mate people like Alan, and also help the people of Bali. So thanks for everything you've done that helps and allows me to do that. Thanks for supporting us. Thanks for just hitting us with a thumbs up. Every single time you give me a thumbs up.
It'll be the thumbs up, mate.
Yeah,
Otherwise, we did.
It gives us more metrics for YouTube to say this guy's doing a good job. A lot of people enjoy his content, so they recommend me to more people. That's how we grow this channel. So everyone, whatever you're doing right now, find that thumbs up button. Give me a thumbs up. Send us a comment saying on your Muzz, whatever you want to say. If you want to send a message through to me, old mate Al, he's going to be right next to me for the next 2 weeks. Poor bugger. And
no, we're going to have a good night, mate. I can see it. There's going to be some real good bloody times.
And some deep times too. So,
it's going to be
hey, he's a good bugger, and I'll back him all the way. He's not a bad bloke. Sometimes talks like a pirate.
Oh.
Righto, guys. Thanks a lot for everything. Love your work. See you when you get here, or see you when I get there. I don't know. See you soon.